looks global.
Robert Harris with Vulcan's Forge. And the podcast, the name of the podcast is On the Wrong Side of Every Door.
Can't hold it. Yes.
Okay, so we got the sound because I just recorded, and so we're not starting yet, but we'll start in a minute because he's got to put it all together.
And can your voices be a little louder so to make sure we get a good?
Oh, we got it.
Yes.
I'm just saying that we got it. It's the volume that you heard there is the volume that we're gonna have, that we got. If you want to test it, you can. But
No, it's good. It's
because
good.
we're going live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're already live.
So folks, we're live. You are seeing us put together a podcast and put together part of what you're going to be seeing that our good friend, buddy, co-creator, Carlton Brown, with the Carlton Brown Foundation, is putting together, and you will hear, we're just doing a test. So we're showing you the whole process of what we do, and you can do this too, because we are working with an organization that has been set up by Hamilton County, and with Hamilton, and we'll do this later because we're just doing the testing right now. So one, you let me know when you're ready, because I'm talking this so that you don't have any complications of when we start and when we get started. So you let me know when you're ready, Juan, because when you're ready, we're ready. And folks, you see the behind the scenes and the results. And so you're going to first see our good friend and co-creator and also board member of Vulcan's Forge is right behind us. He's right behind me. I'm pointing to him now. So you'll see the great, not the late, because he's still with us, but the great Carlton Brown. And he is the head of and the creator of and holds the 501c3 to Vulcan's Forge. And he's not Vulcan's Forge, he doesn't hold that. But Juan Miller and I hold that one.
Yes, sir.
Carlton Brown holds, tell him, Carlton Brown Foundation.
Carlton Brown Foundation.
And how do you enjoy the Carlton Brown Foundation?
I enjoy each one teach one. I enjoy bringing information to the people so they can have more decisions about their future.
And that's what we are all about, because that's the same thing that Vulcan's Forge is doing. Each one teach one. We work specifically and inclusively with people of disabilities who have disabilities, all types of disabilities, whether they have mental, physical, emotional, or economic, or just simply because you're the wrong color, or the wrong height, or you're too fat, or you're too skinny, or too tall, or too short. You are welcome in God's house. You are welcome among the holy people of the Most High. And even if you are an atheist and you don't know and you don't believe, guess what? We believe. The people that you just had introduced, we believe. And so even if you don't like us, because we are obedient to our Creator's will, and our Creator has taught us that love is the key. Love is the answer. So I can say to you without hesitation and without fault that even if you hate my guts and cuss my name, that I am okay, because I love you, because the Holy Spirit has taught me that. I love you, and my brothers and my sisters, no matter who you are or what you are, or even if you don't believe, I love you, and you can't do anything about it. Because even if you love me, even if you hate me, I love you. So there's nothing you can do about it. So, are we ready, Juan?
We are ready.
We are ready. He has done the testing. And ready? So, now he says, wait a minute, go ahead. You're going to hear us do the production. Are you pointing to me or are you just reading my direction? Hello, folks. My name is Robert Harris, and welcome to the podcast. The title of the podcast is On the Wrong Side of Every Door. And the reason I came up with that name and that title is this is something I have been thinking on probably since I was 19, 20 years old and first got introduced to the whole concept of the idea of radio, TV, and producing a live program. And now, by the grace of the Creator, we are producing a live program. And this is the first live program. And it includes what my brother Carlton Brown has done and what my other brother, I got a lot of brothers and a whole lot of sisters too, and what my brother Ron Miller has done with me in terms of forming Vulcan Sports, who is our sponsor for this particular podcast and therefore co-sponsor with Carlton Brown for this particular broadcast and cablecast. And we are just so happy to be here and be able to put this on the air from Cincinnati Community Television with Charles Knuckles being its head. And we thank you, Charles, wherever you are. And he's out there making money and making this program work. And so we're all going in and joining in with him and wanting you to know that you can also be a TV producer. Cincinnati Community TV is here to help you to be all that you want to be, all that you are called to be, all that you are ordained to be, and all that you want to be. So without further ado, Juan, my co-producer and creator, introduce yourself again, and would you tell us quickly but intelligently and slowly as you need to, so take as much time as you need to in order to explain what Vulcan Sports is about and how its title came about. And you, my friend, are so much a part of that. I'm proud to be part of you. I thank the Creator for you all the time, even when you're not around. And I say all of these things about you to the Creator when you're not around. And I'm saying it to all these people now who enjoy this program. So tell us about Vulcan Sports, and then I'm going to introduce our producer of what this is on and part of, Carlton Brown, after you get finished, Juan Miller. Co-producer. Not co-producer, but producer, co-founder with me of Vulcan Sports. You've got the floor.
My name is Juan Miller, and the story behind Vulcan is that Vulcan was a Roman god who was the son of a king and the queen of the gods, Jupiter and Juno. And as the son of the king and the queen of the gods, you thought he would be very handsome and beautiful. As it was, he was a small, scrawny baby, and he cried a lot. And his mother, Juno, was so dissatisfied with him, she hurled him off the top of Mount Olympus, where he fell for several days and ended up landing in the ocean, where he injured his leg and became disabled. And later on, he found the embers of a fisherman's fire and learned that by heating certain stones, he could create gold and silver, and he turned that gold and silver into jewelry, so he became the jeweler of the gods and their weapons maker. So you have this disabled artist. He had fallen from Olympus and injured his leg and become disabled. Now he had become the jeweler and the weapons maker of the god, and that's where we get the name Vulcan Sports from.
Terrific. And that's where we get the name from. And what is our goal? What do we want to do at Vulcan Sports? And what are we doing? Not want to do, because this is a work in process that has already been started. We started it how long ago?
We incorporated in 2016.
All right. So we are on the move, and we have, so far, we've done how many productions?
We have done approximately 3 or 4.
Okay. What are they? Tell us about that, if you would.
There was Vulcan Sports Ignites, our opening program, Dancing Wheels, and the Smoking Room. That's 3. So we've done 3 programs so far.
And what do we have for the future? We've got a couple of things on the drawing board, not only on the drawing board, but we've already made contracts and some other things. Tell us about what we're doing.
We have a show coming up called The Thrill, which will be produced in November of this year at the Children's Theater. And we're looking at doing the season of 2024, and that includes Jim Forgetting, Non-Vertical Girl, Infinite Flow, and another arts exhibition, The Ford Shows Its Temper Too, and Growing Up Down, which is a musical about people from the Down syndrome community.
All right. So we got quite a bit that we are doing.
We got things we're doing. We're planning on doing. Yes, sir.
And what have you been able to secure? What we decide to do, and we have done it. This is one of the dreams of Vulcan Sports, which was and is being fulfilled right now. Was to do what? Talking about the van.
Oh yeah, we just bought a handicap accessible van, and JC is our van czar. We're in the process of getting that together. We're starting a program called Art Card. We've got a lot of good responses for it about bringing people with disabilities to various arts venues and arts productions and exhibitions and that kind of thing. So we're working on that right now, putting that program together.
And one of our other board members, as you might know or might remember from our past podcast, that I have a physical disability, and I am a wheelchair user. And
well, we just lost.
Go ahead. What happened?
I'm not sure.
It died or what? Folks, you're seeing this live, so you see what we're doing.
Yeah, we got a few people up there watching.
We got a few people watching.
Oh, hey, folks. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. So, folks, now you see what happens when we do a live broadcast. You know, and now I also know one of the things I'm going to have to do a little later on is I'm going to ask you, first of all, Vaughn, because we got viewers out there now, give them the phone number for Vulcan Sports and give them the email for Vulcan Sports so that they can be in touch with us. Because they're live. We're live. So go ahead.
Number for Vulcan Sports is area code 513-250-8848. You can reach us at vulcansportspac@gmail.com. That's V as in Victor, ULC as in Charlie, AN, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, ORGE, P as in Paul, AC as in Charlie, @gmail.com.
And folks, you are watching live, and we are so happy. And this live is made possible by Carlton Brown. And Carlton, give them your information, so because they're seeing you right now.
Yes, I'm Carlton Brown of the Carlton Brown Foundation. Also of the Mental Health Recovery and Heart Health page. And you can contact me at Carlton B 307 @gmail.com. And you spell Carlton, CARLTON, and then B, all lowercase, 307. And you can contact me there. You can reach me at my phone number because I'm also an interim board member of Vulcan Forge. So you can contact me at 513-275-2797. And we have upcoming auditions coming. We're having a comedy show, a fundraising event, August the 5th, of the legendary pianist, Mr. JC, and also the extraordinary comedian. And you don't want to miss this. So we'll be putting the word out. And come on back because, it's all about supporting each other so that we can help people with disabilities.
All right. And JC,
yeah,
would you tell us about your involvement with putting on the showcase production, which also is my celebration of my 77th birthday? Would you tell us about what you have planned to do in order to bring about that knowledge of, and I'm an example of what a person with disabilities can do. I'm not the only example. I'm just one of them, and I happen to be the oldest among us. I'll be 77. I'm 76 right now, and I'll be 77, only 3 years away from being 80. And in the biblical spiritual issue with that, not an issue in terms of a negative issue, it's a positive issue, is that in the scriptures, which I follow, in the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Bible, both Hebrew and in the traditional Christian way, it tells us that for human beings, that we are granted 120 years. And it also tells us that by reason of strength, we are guaranteed 80 years. But the normal generative lifetime of a typical human being is 70 and 10. And a score is 20. So 70 is 60 and 10 is 70. So I'm super blessed. I have already lived my 70 and 10. I'm 76. I'm looking forward to my 80 years old, which by reason of strength, and in my spiritual belief, which also applies to you, even if you don't believe, you can live for eternity. This is yours if you follow the teachings of your Creator. And with my tradition and my spiritual belief, if you give your heart and your mind and your reality over to your Creator's Messiah, Jesus Christ, you will live forever. Past this lifetime and into the resurrection, and forever. You'll live forever in the hearts of your Creator and in the reality of your Creator. So saying that, one, you have said what I wanted you to say. If you have anything else to say before we secondly officially start the podcast, let me know. Or
we're going to do the podcast now?
No, we're doing the podcast now.
Yes, we're doing it.
Yeah, this is all part of the podcast.
Okay.
So, we are continuing the podcast, folks, because we are recording the podcast. So, those of you who have not...
my battery ran out of power. So now I got to find a place to plug in.
We got the plug and hold in. There's 3 plugs there. I thought you plugged it in already. I didn't realize that you were...
Watch your step.
Yeah, I think I got to come
Okay.
over it. Okay.
I know you got the glasses on. Look at you. Show off.
Maybe go around that way.
Here.
All right. What you say, sir?
So maybe that's why the podcast...
athletic stretching. Some Tai Chi. You know you have a Tai Chi background.
Yes, sir. I'm still a little limber. You know, you get older, boy.
So we have to start this up again, Carlton, or what?
No, sir.
They've been seeing us do this thing live.
This is what happens when you go live. Sometimes you have little disruptions, but we're going right back up live with the podcast, y'all. So thank you for joining us, and we love you out there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it, and we're practicing, because you're seeing this live, including our mistakes. But you're seeing how God takes care of us, and we got it. And this makes it very, very interesting, because we got time. I personally, on Wednesdays, which is when we're recording this, at 6:45, I join with my church at People's Church, because I head up the program there that is called Extend, because we at People's Church extend to you at People's Church, which is the Church of God, and anyone who believes in God. And if you don't, if you're wanting to learn about God, feel free to come. 220 William Howard Tab. Our main service is Sunday at 9:30. We start pretty much exactly on time. If you want to get there early, feel free to come at 9. The doors open at about 8 or 8:30. Feel free to come, and you are part of the family of the Creator. and you don't have to be there live. You can be there on your whatever your device is that you get broadcast from, or podcast from, or broadcast from. Pick up your cell phone. You can join us. All you got to do is put it on YouTube and call up People's Church, or however you do yours, because I'm still learning how to use. I got iPhone now, but I'm still learning how to use it. So join us. And now we will resume our podcast. Who is that from? JC, your eyes are better than anybody else's?
That's from Africa.
That's from Africa.
Just them responding.
You can't see that far.
It won't be on the screen when the video.
Well, that's all right. That's beautiful. So we got it all. So we're going to continue our podcast. And we're talking about, we just got finished letting you know the things are coming. JC, you were telling us about the fact that you're going to be helping put together a birthday party that is inclusive not only of me, but of all people with all types of disabilities, and that includes all people who are just disenfranchised. That they're welcome to come and celebrate my life, which is your life. I mean, I don't mean you, JC, personally, but it includes you. It includes all of you who are out there. Tell us about this again. Have we decided yet? I know my birthday is going to be on August the 27th. So put that on your calendar, and you are invited. It will cost you $0. We accept all donations, but it will cost you $0. And the donations are going to go to Vulcan's Forge. If you want to give us a donation. And what?
We're excited.
I'm excited. And this is our maestro, our own J.C. Brooks, maestro, who not only does he sing, not only does he perform, but he is a spiritual man. We all believe in the Creator, the four of us, and we have dedicated our lives and our existence to that. And if you want to join in with that, it's simple. Repent, be baptized, join the Creator. You are a part of us. And if you want to give money, you can give it, but it's going to go make your check out to Vulcan's Forge.
We're excited about the party coming up to celebrate Pastor Robert and his many years of service and him as a person. And we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have food, fun, fellowship, and food. All three are included at the party. Again, the donations that come in are going to aid Vulcan's Forge, and it's just going to be a great affair. We'll have more details for you at our next podcast and Facebook presentation. And in addition to that, we're also looking at upcoming in August, a very wonderful event. It will be at Abundant Life Christian Church, which is on Dana, right before you get to Reading Road in Avondale. We're going to have a variety show, Christian-based variety show. By that, we just simply mean it's clean. You can bring anybody in your family. Nobody will be left out in terms of fun. And you don't have to worry about any crazy influence from the stage. And so it will be a fun variety show. We're going to have comedians. We're going to have music. We're going to have worship. It's a ticketed affair. We're asking $25 per person because we have some of the top comedians in the country coming in. And we're recording it for a TV show. And that's going to be very exciting. The outcome of it all, the end result of the end game of having it on a network. But you'll be able to be there live and say you were there when we did it live in Cincinnati. We're excited about that. There will also be great food. And we have some corporate sponsors. We have some church partners. And we have some donors that are all coming together for this unified vision of Vulcan's Forge, going forward with many productions and opportunities for disabled individuals and everybody else, all people. But that is the vision of Vulcan's Forge. And then we also are going to be doing an art exhibit in August as well. We'll give you the details on that as we get them. We know we put it off for a few weeks, didn't we?
It's in September now.
Oh, it's September. Well,
Early
fantastic.
September the 2nd is when we have it penciled in for right now.
Fantastic.
September the 2nd.
September
Number
the
two.
2nd.
But it's going to be in what, 2023. 2023. So it's going to be this year.
This year.
2023.
What is that date? Is that a Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
So Saturday.
September 22nd, right?
2nd.
2nd, okay. And do you have a time for that?
Be all day.
All day.
All day. And all day means what? From 9 to 5 or from 9 to 9 or from 8 to 9 or when? When is all day?
What is all day? We haven't decided.
Okay, we don't know exactly when it's going to start.
No.
But, folks, I want you to know because it's my birthday and I'm going to live forever. So once we start celebrating, I want you to understand that I'm celebrating my life. Not only my life in this present form, but my life in my spiritual form. And my life in my spiritual form for all you people out there, every single disability that you might have, or everything of the problem that you might have, know this, that going to live forever, and it's not with a disability, going to be living forever in a healed state of existence. That means spiritual and physical, metaphysical, however else you want to look at it. I will be able to not only to walk, not only to move, not only to think, but if I get injured in any way, I believe in the scriptures and in the new kingdom, which I'm talking about, the leaves on the trees are good for the healing of a nation. And that means that everything that goes along with the nation, my body, my soul, anything that goes between there, the animals, won't have to worry about any wild beast eating you up. My belief is simple, that the lion, a meat eater, will be able and will lay down peacefully and not gobble up the lamb that is his normal food out there in the wild as we know it today. And man, I'm talking about a glorious time. And I'm talking about a glorious time, you know. And so whatever you want to believe, you can believe it. I'm just saying that that's what I'm looking for. And I enjoy all of my brothers and all of you brothers and sisters out there to join, celebrate our love for each other and our love for this world, for its healing. So nation, you can throw away your rifles, your A-bombs, any other bombs you might create, because they won't need it anymore, because the healing of the nation will be complete. And I'm celebrating that and asking you to come and celebrate it with me. And it will cost you nothing. Just come. And if you can't come, then guess what? If you don't have any money or you don't want to give me any money, I'm not looking for any money. First of all, everything I've said is being donated to Vulcan's Forge. And everything that Vulcan's Forge uses money to do is open to all of you who need help without price. And that even includes thank you. You don't even have to say thank you. And that includes the stuff that JC's talking about, because the monies that we raise will be raised to help the activities of Vulcan's Forge, which includes the transportation. So you can get the transportation that you need to medical conditions, because Vulcan's Forge is with me. I'm with Vulcan's Forge, and I'm also with a nonprofit called the, what's the name of the other nonprofit?
Cancer Justice Network.
Cancer Justice Network. And we are altering the name of cancer justice to get rid of the cancer word and put it in there for cancer incorporates health. And that includes your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. And so we at the Health Justice Network, which has already received from one of the organizations, the health organization around this county and around this country, has already received over $400,000, which means that we help people right now, if you call us today, and you can reach them through calling me, and my number is 513-307-4297, and that's for everyone. We don't service the whole, but we will give you information that will help you to get health insurance, whether it be through if you're in the United States, we can help you to get health insurance. Outside of the United States, the only thing I can do is to help you to get in contact with your country and guarantee you that we will work with you to help talk to your country about helping your country. And many of them already have it. Many countries are beyond the United States, and they already have universal health insurance. But we are here at Vulcan's Forge, and we are here at the Cancer/Health Network, Justice Network, to help you to have all that you need in order to live a long, healthy life here in this flesh, and through People's Church, the program Extend, which I head to help you to join with your Creator and live forever in health and happiness. So once again, I thank you, for joining with us. Anything else, I want you to know that I, in my belief system, and encouraging you in your belief system to help all people to recognize that your friend is your neighbor is your friend, and that we are to help each other, and we are to love each other. JC, do you have any words before we close for today that you want to give out to our listeners?
Yes, thank you for allowing me another opportunity. We want to encourage everyone to be looking on Facebook and other social media outlets and around the city for our advertisements about our big Christian variety show on August 5th, that Saturday from 4 to 6 at Abundant Life Christian Church. The food is going to be great. The entertainment is going to be great. It's going to be taped for TV. The outcome is going to be great. We're going to raise a plethora, a crazy amount of money for Vulcan's Forge, and we're looking forward to it, and your birthday party. And I'd like to also make another announcement. We love to support great events and great organizations and great people. And there's an event coming up on Wednesday, July 12th from 12 to 2 downtown at the Duke Energy Center, which is 525 Elm Street. It'll be on the first floor, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202. It is the 46th annual Lucille Chestnut Senior Citizens and Disabled Persons Ball.
All right.
It is an incredible event.
And it's free.
And it's not free. It's $18 a person. But if you don't have the money, the founder will get you in. So,
right.
I will give you that number. But she's trying to cover the cost of it.
I understand.
And but what you do get for $18 is incredible amount of opportunity. You can dance until you drop, or you can enjoy the entertainment. In addition to that, there'll be plenty of entertainment. A wonderful meal is being provided, and there are prizes that are being handed out. This is the 46th year of it. I've been many, many years.
So have I. I was there from the beginning.
Well,
I was there. I knew the lady.
I knew.
She was alive when I was there. And she was a beautiful lady. She died of old age and disability.
Look at that. So
old age and disability.
It's the most
It's
fun in the world because everybody's out there dancing.
It's sponsored by people from Hamilton County.
Yeah,
It's sponsored. The mayor's usually there.
Yes.
The Hamilton County commissioners show up. I didn't know you were going to pronounce this today, but this is great. And I knew the lady.
I want us to go. I want the board to go. I just hadn't had a chance to ask you, but let's go.
If I'm alive,
yes,
and I plan to be, what's the date of it?
It's the 12th of July from 12 to 2. I want all of us to go. We're going to have a great time. So what she did say is that she would drop the price for us to $9. If you're listening to this broadcast and you mention Vulcan Forge sent you, she will drop your price from $18 to $9.
All right.
And I think that's pretty wonderful.
I know it's pretty wonderful. If I'm alive,
yes,
and I plan to be, because my birthday comes after that.
Sure.
Lucille's, and forever you are, Miss Lucille, and I hope to see you shouting around God's throne.
Yes.
I know she was a believer.
Yes.
She died, but she's a believer. And so I will see her
Hallelujah.
in the New Jerusalem,
Hallelujah.
and we will have a dance together.
Here's something interesting. Not only did Miss Chestnut, Lucille Chestnut, found it, but also Mr. Mallory, who was a congressman.
I knew him.
He was also one of
the
founders.
He was my next door neighbor.
Oh, there you go. I knew you would enjoy this announcement.
This is a beautiful announcement.
I pulled it out the hat.
Because of him,
yes,
we were able to put in to law before the Americans with Disabilities Act was created. Because I helped to create the Americans with Disabilities Act. But I knew Bill Mallory when he lived in the West End.
Wow.
I lived in the West End. He lived on either Dayton or Dalton Street. I can't remember the correct title, but I lived at 521 Lincoln Park Drive.
Wow.
He was not only my neighbor, but that was Senator William Mallory.
That's right.
I knew
he
him.
enjoyed dancing in the ball for many years. And
I knew, and Bill's wife is still alive.
Wow.
You know, and she was a friend of mine and was a fellow student of mine at the Arts Consortium, which is what I helped to create. And what his daughter, first of all, Robert O'Neill, was a good friend of mine, and we created through the Model Cities program. And I got to go back to Bill Mallory, who helped to bring that to Cincinnati, Hamilton County area. You know, and Bill died; he's gone now, but his wife is still here, and she's alive. I just saw her a few months ago, and I hope she's there because she's an older lady. She's a bit older than I am, but Bill was older than I am. So this is going to be great.
It's going to be wonderful.
Great.
If you don't come for any other reason, I'm going to get out there and cut a rug.
Well, I plan to be there and at least roll on the rug.
Yes. You know,
I might not cut it, but I'm going to roll on it.
I've been keeping it a secret.
Put some marks on it.
But I am known as the salsa king in most parts of North America. Right. So you all will get to see me get down.
Legendary.
That's it.
JC.
That's what I'm talking about.
JC.
It's going to be on gas. It's going to be a really good
Brooks.
time.
You going to bring your mother?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, then I'll have a chance to dance with your mom.
It'll be great. It'll be absolutely great.
I owe her a dance.
So
don't get jealous now.
I won't get jealous. In the 70s, back when there were 3 channels, there was NBC, CBS, and ABC. One of those channels had, during the 4 o'clock movie, for the commercials, they had the disco training. So for 2 minutes, you got all kind of training on advanced disco moves. So Mother and I always took advantage of that. So we're ready. We've been ready since the 70s.
So I get a chance to dance with his mama.
John Travolta was watching us to get his moves for Saturday Night Fever.
So folks, once again, you hear what we're doing.
We're still in litigation.
And this is what Vulcan Forge is all about.
We have fun.
And that's to bring in everyone who wants to be inclusive of all human beings. And we even accept their support dogs and all of those things.
Yes.
And support dogs, by the way, I want you to know, because of the Americans with Disabilities Act, support dogs and animals, support animals, if they are licensed and have the tags on them, they are welcome any place their owners can take them into. And their owners are guaranteed by the laws of the United States government and its territories, which have to abide by the laws of the United States territory, they are welcome. So if you show up at this event or any event that's open to the public and inside the United States or its territories, you tell them that not only did I say it, but it's written down by law and it's supported by the United States of America and its government, and that governs all of its territory, that those things have to be obeyed. In fact, I'm on the SOTA board, Southwestern Ohio Transit Authority, that governs the Hamilton County transit system. That means Queen City Metro, that they have to allow your guide dog or support animal, which deals with your mental health. That's what support animals do. Those folks who have mental health issues and need to have an animal companion with them in order to be made stable, they are allowed by law. And if they aren't, all you got to do is report it to the United States Department, and I can't remember exactly which one of the departments take care of it, but any of the United States departments have to tell you how to report a not being allowed to have your companion animal along with you. And this applies to you no matter what your race is, no matter what your gender is, and no matter what your disability is, and that includes mental, dental. They don't like you because you're ugly. That includes that too. And whatever your religion is or your spiritual belief, as long as it's not one that will hurt somebody, you are protected by the laws, by the Constitution of the United States of America and its territories. I want you to understand that. You are protected. If you're from another country and you don't speak English, by law, the courts of this country have to supply you with an interpreter in your own language. So if you speak Swahili, it's got they got to provide for the courts that you have to be addressed in the language of your choice of what you speak. So if you speak sign language and you go like that, they have to supply you with a sign language interpreter. I'm glad we're having this program.
Me too.
Because I know a lot of people don't realize that.
They don't.
That by law, you have to be supplied with that. You can't be kicked out of a building because you're ugly. So if you're ugly, the only way you can be kicked out for being ugly is if you mistreat somebody else. And everything that we spiritual people are telling to you, that even if you're ugly, you're welcome here. You understand that? Even if I don't like you, I don't have to like you. The law says I got to treat you fairly. So I got to serve you if you show up at McDonald's, or if you show up at Burger King, or if you show up at Wendy's, wherever you show up, your fast food place. If you walk into a store, I don't care what store it is. Unless it's a private club. Private clubs are exempt. But if you're not a private club, you got to serve me. You don't have to welcome me into a private club because a private club demands that if you want to be part of them, I got to pay for whatever you open up your doors to. But if you don't discriminate and you advertise that against whatever you advertise, you have to let me in. And even if you discriminate, you have to allow me in once you open your doors to the public. If you're private, then that's different. But every church, every mosque, every synagogue And every place in the United States is governed by its territories because it's under the Constitution of the United States of America, cannot discriminate, and it's by law. You can't, and you can win in court, and you can win money as well as the right to show up. And even if you're ugly, and sometimes some people think I'm ugly, and that's okay. You don't have to like me. You can say I'm ugly, but you still have to let me in the door and service my automobile if I drive my automobile, and you better treat me right. Because if you don't, I can sue you, and who knows, I might own your business. In fact, we used to do that when we would go into places, some friends of mine who were disabled, and I got my pen here somewhere, I don't know, I think I left it in my room. Oh, Carlton, can you excuse yourself just for a second and run into my bedroom and look on my bed? I think I left my suit jacket in there, and my suit jacket has a pen, so just bring my whole suit jacket with you, and it will have my pen on it, because I want to show you folks this pen, because this is an important pen. I just found it the other day. I've had it for years, but I just found a button the other day, and I want y'all to know this too, because this is just information, and it especially applies to people who come to Hamilton County. You see it, Carlton?
Trying to figure out what you want.
Oh, it's my bring them both. Bring them all.
While he's bringing the coat and the pen, I want to give people the contact information for the 46th Lucille Chestnut Senior Citizen and Disabled Persons Ball. All you have to do is contact Miss Doris Brown. Again, that's Miss Doris Brown, 513-242-3341. Again, her number is 513-242-3341. They're asking for $18 at the door. They also, it's from exactly the time is from 12 to 6. So you can dance all day, enjoy the food, the entertainment all day, and there's a DJ, and there's prizes all day. You don't know what you might come home with. And it's at the Duke Energy Center, 525 Elm Street, first floor, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202. If you need to email her, it's at 1dlb@fuse.net. Sorry, let me say it again. 1dlb@fuse.net. And that's for information about the Lucille Chestnut. This is the 46th year Senior Citizens and Disabled Persons Ball. Thank you.
And folks, as I said, this is Robert Harris talking now. I was there when our beautiful Lucille Chenault was alive and up and kicking. And she helped to create a lot of things, and especially for Over the Rhine. She was an Over the Rhine resident.
Wow.
And she fought for people who had disabilities. And she was just a remarkable lady. She was old, and she was an activist.
Wow.
And we encourage you all to be activists. The 46th Lucille Chenault Senior Citizens and Disabled Persons Ball.
Tell your friends.
I'm telling you.
Tell them.
I was there, but I wasn't a senior citizen. I've been a disabled person since I was 8 months old. But now I got old. But see, I think Lucille Ball, I keep wanting to say Lucille Ball, but I think, yes, that but I don't know why. That's because I love Lucille Ball too. But I never met her. But I worked with our duo, Lucille, right here, Chestnut, and I just loved her dearly. She was a tremendous person and a tremendous force. She wouldn't allow anybody to be discriminated against.
Awesome.
And she believed and supported the Appalachians folks as well. And for those of you who might not realize it, but people, and I'm one of those folks who claims their Appalachian heritage. And we Appalachians, we don't say Appalachia. We're Appalachians. That's the way we pronounce it. And that includes a lot of country people, but not all country people. All country people are not Appalachians. But I come from Georgia, which is part of the Appalachian community. And I claim it also because people are Appalachian, not just simply because they come from the designated Appalachian Mountain belt, but if you are of their culture. And I dare tell you that most people who are Pentecostal are also Appalachian, because part of the Appalachian culture, which includes all the religions, also includes all the religions of Appalachians. And one of the things that I just sometimes there was a comedian that used to be on TV a lot who also claimed his Appalachian heritage, though he claimed slices of his Appalachian heritage, which you guys will automatically start. I'm holding this in front of me, don't mean to, but he would always come on and say, if your birth line, or if your line of your heritage, if your family tree, that's what he used. I'm trying to use this terminology. He would always say, if your family tree does not fork, you just might be a redneck. Do you get that one?
Yeah,
if your family tree does not fork, because that was part of the joke in the Appalachian community, because Appalachians are accused of marrying your daughter, marrying your sister, marrying you just might be a redneck.
Yes, they're pro-family for sure.
And so I'm telling you that I know that in me, because one of the things I was taught by my mother and by her mother, which really comes from my family line, we would learn that, and I want to tell you this because it's important, folks, that my grandmother taught it to my mother, and my mother taught it to me, and I'm passing it on to you. There was a poem that my mother learned when she was in school. I don't remember all of it. I just remember one part of the line. And it said, it asked a question, because it was from an old poem, that I belong to all people, and all people belong to me. And part of the line in the poem said, it's answering the question, ashamed of my race? Of what race am I? Through my veins flows the blood of red man, black man, Angleton, and Scott. Ashamed of my race? Never. Of what race am I? All races flow through my veins. Every religion that I know of, and every belief system that I know of, helps us to understand that, first of all, through my spiritual beliefs and understanding, and it even transcends my religious beliefs. Forget religion. Religion is just simply a philosophy. True religion, undefiled before man, recognizes that, and you can get it from Christianity, you can get it from Buddhism, you can get it from everywhere, that God, the Creator, out of one blood, created us all. We're all related. And that through our now provable, absolutely provable, whether you like it or not, you don't have to like it, you don't even have to believe it, but scientifically, all human beings came from Africa and are of African descent. So whether you think of yourself as white, or whether you think of yourself as black, or all the ethnic groups and religious groups and spiritual groups and all of that, you have to acknowledge that the birthplace of all humanity is from Africa.
Amen.
So, my white brothers, my red brothers, my yellow brothers, my black brothers, and every shade in between, you are my brothers and my sisters, because we are one people from one creator. And whether you call him Jehovah, or whether you call him or her, because there is no male or female, especially even in Christianity, there's no male or female. And in Hinduism, when asked the question, and I've got some Hindu friends as well as some Buddhist friends and whatnot, but in Hinduism, they say that there is but one God. And there's a little story that goes along with that, and this will be the last story I'll tell for tonight. There is but one God. How many gods are there? And the sage answered, there are 10 gods. Ask the sage again, how many gods are there? There are 1,000 gods. How many gods did you say there were? 10,000. Answered the sage. Oh, come on now. There are 10,000 gods? Yes. Well, what about the 10,000 times 10,000? The sage told me there's only one God. But you told me there were 10,000 times 10,000 gods. And now you tell me there's only one God? Yes, said the sage. Well, what about the 10,000 times 10,000? There are 100 times 10,000. Oh, now, come on, man. You're talking crazy stuff. What about the only one? And then what about the 10,000 times 10,000? Well, the 10,000 times 10,000 gods? There's only one God. Well, what about the 10,000 times 10,000 or the 100,000 times 10,000? They are but some of God's attributes. So remember that, folks. Whatever God you want to serve, whatever God you claim by whatever name, remember, there's only one creator. And everything else are the sum of your creator's attributes. Love is the main thing. That's why, I accept any title you give me. And I especially even accept Christianity. Because guess what? What is the attribute of Christ? Love. There's only one God. Love. God is love. So if you really want to serve God, love your fellow creature, including your fellow human being, whether they are bald, whether they are blind, whether they are tall, whether they are short, whether they are black, whether they are white, whether they are red, or any other color. I don't know anybody personally who is the color purple, but I have met human beings that are so dark in their complexion that they are blue-black. I met them. When I was a young man, I was only 10, 11 years old, I met my first truly black man. I'm dark brown, but I met a black man from Africa. And he was black. He wasn't blue. He was black. He wasn't brown. He was black. And he was so black that he was blue-black. There was purple in his skin. I looked at his eyes. You know what we think of as the white of the person's eyes? The white of this person's eyes was yellow. He was dark. He had full pigmentation. And he was the first black. He wasn't the only one I've seen. I've seen many since then. But I don't know if any of you guys have ever met a black man. I have. Have you ever met a black man? Have you ever met a black man? Have you ever met a black man?
I believe so.
I have. And you have too. Or maybe, I hope you have. If you haven't, hang around long enough. Travel the world long enough. You will meet a truly black man. And in between there, you have met all kinds. And I know some of you have even met white men. And when I'm talking about a white man, I've got friends who have albinism. And they are white. And you can see their blood coming through their skin, because even if you look at the so-called white in their eyes, it's pink. Have you ever met somebody with pink eyes? People who have severe albinism, their eyes are pink. You know, which is an interesting thing. They have no black pigment in them, not even their hair. Their hair is without pigment, so they are what we would call blonde. Or even red-haired. Many folks who have albinism have red hair. You know, and if you have any other information, folks, call me. You've got my number, 513-307-4297. In order to do this podcast, I turned the phone off. In an hour, my phone will be back on. And you can usually call me. Feel free to call me between 9 and 9. I'm trying to, for my son's sake, as well as for my own health's sake, because my son has told me, and it's the truth, I know I overdo it. I work way too hard. And so I was on the phone from forever. From beyond midnight to beyond day. So again, folks, give us the number of Vulcan Sports one more time, and please listen to our podcast on the wrong side of every door, because that's the way I grew up, that I found myself literally in the wrong place, on the wrong side of the door, and rejected by everyone because of the wrong reason. My brother and friend and co-creator and producer, Juan, you have the last word.
The number for the podcast is 513-250-8848. You can reach the podcast on the wrong side of every door at gmail.com. You can reach Vulcan Sport at vulcansportspac@gmail.com. And my personal number is 513-250-8848.
And Brother Carlton, if you want to
yes, you can reach me for Vulcan Forwards with my phone number first, 513-275-2797, and my email is carltonb307@gmail.com, and it's spelled CARLTONB, all lowercase, and then the number 307@gmail.com.
And Brother JC, if you would like to give your contact information one more time.
Well, for the entertainment in August on the 5th, Saturday the 5th from 4 to 6, it is area code 616-375-6317. Area code 616-375-6317. It's going to be a Christian variety show. It's going to be history making in scope. We look forward to seeing you all there.
All right, folks, we thank you for joining us with Vulcan Sports. Again, Juan, you have the last word.
Say thank you for joining us. Have a good evening. Bye now.
You folks
All
can
right.
if you want to. All right.
Thank you. This is his couple.
Think that's Pretty good. It sounded pretty good to me. How did it sound to you, Carl?
Good podcast, Mr. Harris, and everybody gets to see what's really going on.
I want a copy.
And also, while we're still up here, can you tell people about the auditions coming up and what parts? Because I've been sharing the flyer on social media, and people are asking, what are we auditioning for? What
The
parts?
audition of the play is For the Thrill by Judith Thompson. Auditions are held on the 17th and 18th of June at 2140 Pogue Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's in the Beechwood home. And you can either call me at 513-250-8848. And for more information, reach out to me at juan@vulcansportspac.org. That's JUAN at V as in Victor, ULCANS as in Sam, F as in Franco, RGEP as in Paul, AC as in Charlie.org.
And would you tell them a little bit more before we stop the podcast today? Would you tell them about the director of this?
Don
Don
Slosher was used to direct for the St. John's Passion Play.
And Don he became disabled. He had a stroke.
Okay.
And he had a stroke about 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
More like 3 or 4 years
About
ago.
4 years ago. And he became disabled. He uses a motorized wheelchair. He only has the full use of one hand on, and he has the use of one leg.
Mm-hmm.
So he has an arm and a leg, and his brain, of course. And with that, he lives in a care facility, and he's fully, totally a human being. And I use a quote for him and for all of us who have disabilities, the visible disabilities, physical disabilities, or even invisible, mental, emotional, that I too am human. And understand that. I too am human. And those of you who can see me now on the air, you know I'm in a wheelchair. And this is the only hand that I can fully use, and I can't even fully use it anymore because now I have arthritis in my hand. But I too, and I want you to know whatever your disability is, even if somebody just wants to label you as ugly, be proud of yourself because you too are a human being. And now, back to Juan, I will let you sign us off, say goodbye again, and bye.
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 All right, y'all. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.